So the first concept that we're going to learn is what we refer to as virtualization. So when we talk about virtualization, we're talking about being able to, so in the past, what we're doing was that you have, say, a computer, you want to run it as a server. So you easily just install a software, maybe database server software, and then this becomes your database server. Then you want a web server, you also have to get another computer, and then that computer, you install maybe Apache or maybe Nginx, which is something that we may see later on. And then you'll be using it as your web server for your websites. But the challenge is this. Maybe the database server that you have running is just assuming your computer has maybe 1 terabyte of space. So SSD space, 1 terabyte. You have RAM of maybe 64 GB. You have a few other components. So maybe this is maybe an i7 and it has maybe 12 cores or something. Now, this may be an expensive machine to acquire. Maybe it'll cost you around 1,000, 1,500 pounds to acquire such a machine, or maybe more. Maybe you have the same kind of machine here for your web server. So basically you're spending around 3,000 pounds or maybe more to acquire these computers to run your servers. But the challenge is this: assuming you're using only maybe 5 GB of your SSD. Don't forget 1 TB is 1,000 GB. And so it means that clearly you are underutilizing your resource because you have 995 GB that's not being used. That's one of the issue. Maybe your RAM that is being allocated for the processes on your server is just maybe, let's say 16 GB. So you have 64 GB and using only 16 GB. Means you still having a few more to allocate, roughly around over 30, let's say around around 40 thereabout, if I'm not wrong. So around 40 something that you're not using GB of your RAM. Assuming on the second computer you bought, all you needed was 20 GB for your server, and then your RAM that is being allocated is 32 GB for your RAM. Now, this is the same spec. So clearly here you also lose it. You're wasting 980 GB of your space. And also you're wasting 32 GB of your RAM. Now, if we go back to the previous server, which is the one on the left, the database server, you realize that technically, even if we bring how much we're using on our hard disk and how much we need on our memory, we could have used the same computer, but because we're not doing any virtualization and because we didn't want any issue, we bought 2 computers, which is costing us a lot of money. So the idea behind virtualization is that, first of all, we've identified a problem. It's expensive to run these servers because these servers are not going to be fully utilized. So clearly, you're using just a part of the system. And so it's very expensive. And we also wasting resources, so wastage. Apart from that, maintenance costs, and then maybe other costs. So when I talk about maintenance, talking about making sure that you have somebody to fix this computer and fix this computer at every point in time, monitoring as well. And so apart from that, so bills, so electricity and all that. So normally these companies will have large electricity bills because these systems will be up forever. And there's also cooling systems for your whole architecture and your servers. Now, this is bringing about lots of costs. So hence the concept of virtualization.